Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setups for today. So, yeah, pretty big move off. At least we have some direction at long last, and we do need to wait for the confirmation before getting too excited, and that is over here. Now, problem we have, to be honest, is that options expiry is today, and from what I can see, most of the puts that are in the markets at the moment are down here below 13,000. So that's a pretty big move down. So anyway, there's a lot of puts that are underwater, I suppose. That's what you need to look at. And at the same time, we are at a level here which is 13,970, which we are bouncing off at the moment. And if I just come back to the weekly, you see that is a weekly level there. Now, for the DAX, we've broken the trend. We are above the moving averages. This level is fairly critical. I don't think I'm still not really interested in chasing shorts just yet. This has been a strong move up, and very rarely do you get a V reversal. Okay, so a V reversal from the bottom and a V reversal from the top. So, you would expect some kind of pullback to find structure. And there are two areas that you need to pay attention to. So this is 13,500 area, 13,550, and then obviously this one here. That's the zone, and you can see the moving averages are in amongst there. You start drilling down to daily. Yesterday was a pretty big move. We did have a rejection drop below the pin bar and down, but again, we're above the moving averages. Oscillators are easing off nicely. I don't know how to put into words what structure this is, because it isn't structure, it's just confusion, it's pure chaos. But we are coming back to an area of support. So what you need to start doing is be cognizant of the fact that on the higher time frames, the trend is still up. So that's above the 4 hours. So it's 8 hour and above. We've still got an upward trend. But if you look at the 3 hour, we've broken below the moving averages. They've got one crossover waiting for the second crossover to happen here. So that should be happening soon. And then you've also got the grouping to the downside. So you've got bullish and bearish signals here. Shorts for me are only off structure. So that would be around 14,200, possibly 14,120. But I think 14,200 is a much better area to be looking for a move down. We are far from the moving averages as well, so you wouldn't want to be jumping in now. If we get down to the hour, you'll see a little bit of a different picture. So obviously the moving averages crossed over. We didn't get a confirmation, so there wasn't really an entry short for me yesterday. We broke through structure pretty quickly and pretty rapidly. So we've got a crossover the moving averages. We're pointing down. They are far apart. We are far away from the moving averages. We've got a grouping to the downside here, which indicates you don't want to be chasing shorts. But now we've got a separation here. So we need to find structure. And unfortunately, that is where it is. And that's quite far away from where price is now. That's 100 points there, and that's 200 points away. So that's the only area that I'd be interested in jumping into this, which is 14,205 and 14,120. So I'd be interested if we get up there quickly for an opportunity to short this to the downside. Now, options expiry is today, so sometime around lunchtime is normally the options expiry auction. So what you need to pay attention to at the moment is see what actually happens here. So we could just start off with a bang and just drop through the structure here and fall like a stone, basically to come and so the bears maximize their profits. But you also got to understand that there's a lot of bulls that are in the market at the moment with a different vision, and they're looking for a move to the upside. So I'm very, very skeptical. So I don't really want to chase this to the downside just yet. not unless we get a decent rejection up here. Otherwise, I think rather sit on the sides. Grouping the oscillators to the downside, sort of even on the 8-hour here, while we're in an upward trend, that is not something I want to go against at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to sit back and just watch what happens. I think you're probably going to find a little bit of pullback, and we're just going to keep meandering up as we try to prop this market up and take out the bears that are in the market at the moment. And I think that's probably what's going to happen. If we do reject off higher up here, I'm looking for price action, so inside bars, engulfing bars, and pin bars, then I would be keen to look for an opportunity to short. But again, I'd be aiming for 13,970. Probably take most of profit off there and then keep a smallish position on, just in case we do plummet through that area down to this 13,500 area. But that's kind of my view at the moment. I think the safer bet is to actually just wait this out and pick it up on the weekly. Last thing to point out on the weekly is there's an engulfing bar. Okay, this is the confirmation of the engulfing bar, but very difficult to pick this one up because it wasn't off structure on the upside here. See, we missed this area up here, so that to me is not really a valid signal. So strong move up. Remember, V reversals are rare, so V reversals for the downside and V reversals for the upside. So at this moment you should be looking for a pullback, but then also you should be looking for a second attempt higher. So really a mixed bag of things. I'm kind of just on the fence, I think. Anyway, that's kind of my confused outlook at the moment, which basically means I'm sitting on my hands. I'm not going to bother with this until I see something that is glaringly obvious for us to actually pick up a trade. Other than that, we will rather use an interest for today, and that is still a winning trade. Hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you on Monday morning. Cheers for now.